Mr. Director General, thank you so much for being with us. I want to start with rather an unconventional question. So we've seen Gen Z, how they are with the workforce, less hours, remote working, no hierarchy, and on the opposite end, we have the millennials. Are Gen Z disrupting the workforce?
I'm not so sure if they are shifting the workforce or the current global environment, it brings them really to act in a way that we have to adjust our institution. It is true that they are coming to the Gen Z, coming to the market where you talk a lot about issue with the cost of living. Even having an apartment to rent is really not easy for them. Globally, the cost of living is an issue, and we know that they don't necessarily stay in one job necessarily every time. Whereas when you look at the millennium generation, they are now at the point where they are forming families. They prefer a little bit more stability and so forth. So each generation you can figure that is adjusting to their constraints and opportunities. And that being said, when we project ourselves, it's very clear that our labor institutions have to respond, not only to respond to what is expected from Gen Z, but more than that, and a point that I addressed earlier today, it's going to be crucial for our institution, our labor institution, to not only to be strong, but also to be flexible and adaptable.
More than 260 people are neither in education, employment, or training. What are they doing?
I mean, this is one of the outcome of our recent publication. And what is even more worrisome, this is if you look at that in terms of percentage, you will see that the situation is worse for the young women compared to the young men. So it's going to be important for member states, for countries in their employment policies to ensure that this issue with the youth employment is at the center of the policy making. And one of it is going to be crucial is the risk of mismatching between the training or the education and what the labor market is looking for, what the public or the private sector are looking for compared to the training they are coming up with. The second thing that's going to be quite crucial for us is also to create an environment where they feel that there is a core. It's not just doing a job to get a salary and that's it. It's important, and we see it more and more in the youth today, that work is not a commodity. And ILO says that back to the 40s. The work is a dignifying activity. So, and you feel that. So all of that, I think that we have to integrate that. One dimension that's also going to be important, we know that a lot of youngsters today will go with self-employment options or activities, and some of it in the informal economy, some of it not. So ensuring that at the country level, the infrastructure is created to facilitate those that choose, including making finance available for them so that they could facilitate their initiative. And when you want to facilitate those initiatives, it's going to be also important that you do have, until now when we talk about social protection, we think about protection on the place of work, or ensuring that in case you're sick, etc. But more than that today, it's going to be important to have some kind of a protection that, okay, when youngsters are moving from one initiative with another one, your policy, your existing protection system accompany them. So it's a worker-centered approach rather than a job-centered approach.
Does that apply to the creator economy?
It has to. It has to apply to it. It's to all economy, but targeting more in a given country. Of course, no solution fits all. However, you could see the commonality from one country to another to target sectors, economic sector, where the youth are much more attracted to, which is technology is one of them.
Mr. Director General, How scared are you of artificial intelligence disrupting the workforce?
Actually, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really not. One thing I think is, let's put the fact right. The AI is here helping us. It's here helping us, and we have to reap all the benefits we can out of it. We know there are millions of jobs that are being lost. We also know that there are millions of jobs that are being created by the artificial intelligence. What is crucial, if I were to be concerned, this is what is my concern, is to ensure that workers that are in sectors, particularly the repetitive sectors, which are most likely to be replaced by automation, there is a transition which is made up of skill, upskilling, reskilling, permanent, constant training on the job or in academic set training, lifelong learning. We invest in that to make sure that people that are at risk of losing a job because of artificial can quickly find jobs, be ready in other sectors. This is where it's real. Otherwise, I think it's going to be. Last point on that, while I'm not worried, I must say that so far, one thing that we see in ILO is that we are not necessarily putting the human being at the center of the progress we're making in the AI. So it had to be human-centered. So this is what I will insist.
But who's responsible for upskilling them? Is it the private sector or the public sector?
Maybe both. Maybe both. In fact, the government has the responsibility in creating the global framework to enable that investment in training. We have noticed that the private sector is investing a lot in the skills from their own employees or even for new employees, but they will do it based on their needs, you see, which is normal, right? Or based on the net profits expected and etc., which is what they are looking for. We believe that the government has to complement in making sure that the direction, the economic policy direction that the government is taking is backed up by a proper comprehensive training and skill development program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Director General, for being with us on CNN Business Arabic.
Thank you for having me.